Hello everyone, this is Indivisible Insight, your local advocacy news source. I'm Jack. We'll be bringing you the latest federal news as well as information about upcoming local Indivisible affiliated events. To begin, federal news. Protests in Los Angeles have been violently suppressed by the LAPD. The protests began when neighbors turned out to block ICE agents from raiding a Home Depot on June 7th. Things have escalated since then, with the LAPD firing tear gas and rubber munitions at protesters, and President Trump has issued orders deploying 300 California National Guardsmen to LA to suppress the protests. Things are happening quickly on this front, to the point where there may have been further movements on this in between recording and publishing the podcast. We recommend staying tuned to your trusted news sources. In other news, Republicans in the U.S. House largely gave Donald Trump the budget bill he wanted, which includes deep cuts to Medicaid. The bill passed by the House will cut federal spending on Medicaid by at least $600 billion over a decade and reduce enrollment by about 10.3 million people. But while the legislation will hurt the American lower class, the tax cuts given to the rich will have the effect of ballooning federal deficits by well over $1 trillion, even when economic growth is factored in, according to analysis by the Congressional Budget Office. The bill has gone to the Senate, which is back in session this week, so drop a line to your senators and let them know you oppose Trump's plan to take from the poor and give to the rich. Now for our local events. Wednesday, June 11th, from 5 to 9 p.m., the NAACP will be having a fundraiser in conjunction with the Chipotle at 18003 Garland Grove Boulevard. 25% of the sales will be donated to the NAACP. Every Wednesday in June, 10 to noon, opponents to the Republican budget are gathering at the office of Taj, the advocate junkie, at 20140 Scholar Drive, Suite 206, to write postcards advocating no cuts to Medicaid. This Thursday, June 12th, will also be an unofficial Pride Night at the Meredith Park in Hagerstown. Come out and support the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars while showing your pride. The Pride section is $2.15. You can purchase tickets on the Flying Boxcars website. On Saturday, June 14th, we'll be very busy. First, an overpass extravaganza will be held from 10 a.m. to noon to protest against the upcoming birthday parade for Trump. You can find more details and sign up with a link in our description below. Also on June 14th, the Washington County Indivisible chapter will meet at noon on the steps of the District Court for Washington County as part of the No Kings protest, fighting back against executive overreach and flagrant ignorance of the rule of law. So far, more than 100 people have signed up for this demonstration. You don't have to register, but it helps us to know how many people are coming. We have included the link to sign up for No Kings Day in the description for this episode. As a reminder, the core principle behind all Washington County Indivisible events is a commitment to nonviolent action. We expect all participants to seek to de-escalate any potential confrontation with those who disagree with our values and to act lawfully at these events. Weapons of any kind, including those legally permitted, should not be brought to events. Also on June 14th, The Power of Perspective, a Juneteenth experience, will be presented at the Omni Center, 35 North Potomac Street in Hagerstown. This event honors the history, legacy, and ongoing journey of emancipation told through visual storytelling. Lastly, for local news, Hagerstown Pride will be held in Dubes Park on Saturday, June 21st at 12 to 5. Now for our last segment today, we had our man on the street, Eric, to speak with folks at our Indivisible Potluck on June 7th about why they are out taking action.
Kimberly, so where are you from and how did you hear? Why are you here?
I currently live in Keedysville. We moved up here in October of last year from Frederick County, and I met Brittany a couple of weekends ago, and was talking to her about how I don't quite feel like I fit in here. I feel like not necessarily the safest when I'm out in public, and don't really want to put myself out there in terms of making friends because, you know, it feels risky. And she said, you know, the county's a lot more purple than you think, and told me about the organization and said, I really think you guys should come out. I mean, she had us in tears after after a couple minutes just talking about the work that you guys are doing, and you know, if not even for the work, then for the community. And so far it feels really good.
Good. So, Brittany, why are you here today?
I am here today because I think we need to rebuild community in the way that we talk to each other, in the way that we understand each other. And I know that there are lots of things that are not going right in the world and in government, in our community, and we have the agency to make things better. So I would love to encourage people and inspire people and help people figure out how can we work together to make it better.
I am talking to Michelle of the Free State Coalition today. Michelle, could you tell us a little bit about who you are, what is the root of your activism, and what you are doing nowadays?
Sure. So, as a representative today for Free State Coalition, we are here as the Maryland arm of the 50501 movement. So we are rapid response for events. When there's a call to action, we help coordinate rallies and protests. We also volunteer to support and uplift other movements and groups in our region and across the state. So we're trying to be Maryland and all over Maryland. And we come here, and we're out here today. I'm out here today to make sure that we're representing not just the more urban and suburban areas of our state, but reaching out to the entire state to help amplify your efforts, support the movements that you guys are putting into effect, and see how we can help everyone.
What are some of the most important issues for your membership?
We're very into speaking out about and trying to end the weaponization of the federal government and the way the administration, the regime, has been using their position and their platform for revenge, to take control and to coordinate such violent and racist efforts to basically create a fascist state, and we're doing everything we can to stand and rally against that.
You know, these are dark, challenging times. What gives you hope? Where do you find your hope?
Honestly, it's when I come to meetings like this, especially in areas where I think some of us from the city don't always know the hardships that it is for the people in the more red areas. And I think it's important that not only do we offer help, but that we come out here and spend time with everyone to really understand what issues are important to you here in your region, figure out how we can help and coordinate together. I get hope from seeing the people who are in some of the scarier areas still standing up. That make it, because if they can do it, if you can do it, we can do it. A lot of my hope comes from just the group of people that have come together, that have never met each other, that showed up at a protest one day and said, you too? And then that night we're on Zoom and then we're coordinating, and everyone is a leader in some ways, but we don't have egos. We're here for the cause. We're direct, we're opinionated, and we're active. And we've really coalesced in such a tight group, and more people are joining up every day because they want to help. And when people are brave, it encourages other people to be brave. And I think that's what's seeing the movement grow through Indivisible, through Love Thy Neighbor, through Free State Coalition, seeing more and more people every day saying, if you can do this, I can do this. People are organizing on their own. People are seeing that they can do it themselves. And it's growing. And that gives me hope that we're going to help our country become better.
What's motivated? Mary, your last name is?
Katoni.
Katoni.
Yeah. What motivates me? Well, the whole feeling of distress about all the crazy things that have started happening after the inauguration of Donald Trump, and the need to get together with other people who have good ideas about what to do. I mean, my first reaction when things started happening was, what can I do? What can I do? And I think a lot of people felt that way. And I was kind of waiting for someone to tell me, one of the groups I follow or something. So I was really glad when I found Indivisible and some other organizations, and things started to get organized.
My name's Rhodey Caden.
Okay.
And so Mary told me about this, Indivisible. I knew nothing about it. So it's very new to me. But I feel not only myself, but this entire country is so threatened now under this administration that, and I'm shocked that our Democratic leadership has not figured out a way to get things slowed down and stopped. They had 4 years between the two presidencies. Why didn't they set something up to be able to block? I can't believe he's allowed to even run for president. So I feel like it does take large numbers of people and representing, every little small bit of us, every fraction of humanity.
That concludes this episode of Indivisible Insight. Special thanks to Tom Eby for the intro and outro track, Laid Back Jam. Thank you all for listening, and remember, democracy is not a spectator sport. Take care.